Welcome to another episode of the ultimate sports debates of all time. I'm DaVaughn Lucas. Today's webisode, I'm discussing one of the biggest questions in sports and will go down as one of the toughest questions over the next few years. Who is the better NFL QB, Tom Brady or Brett Favre? Now, while many of you will probably judge solely based on numbers alone, I'm going to challenge you to go inside the numbers and inside the game as well. Now, let's be honest. Both of these legendary QBs have a spot in Canton nice and ready for them, most likely on the first ballot. But many look at one QB's career even more fondly than another without always looking inside the game within the game of judging. This episode will judge this debate on three key issues: championship success, statistical achievements, and success in big games, regular season, plus the playoffs. Now here's a brief overview of each quarterback. Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round of the 2000 NFL Draft from the University of Michigan by the New England Patriots. After learning under Drew Bledsoe for a season, Brady made his debut in the league during the 2001 season when Bledsoe went down with an injury. That season marked Brady's biggest moment and probably one of the biggest moments in playoff history, the Tuck Rule Snow Blizzard game against Oakland in the 2002 playoffs. It was that game and his win in the following Super Bowl that started Brady on a run towards NFL lore and greatness, winning 3 of the next 4 Super Bowls. Brady is seen as a consummate leader, professional, and is an extension of his coach Bill Belichick and the owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft. Soft-spoken, not flashy, but an assassin on the field. His image as a media and pop culture icon has grown over the years through relationships with actress Bridget Moynihan and his current relationship with supermodel Gisele Bündchen. This guy's hair is even iconic in terms of discussions about why it should be cut and how it's not becoming of an NFL quarterback. Bad hair or not, Tom's game is not bad in the least and continues to get stronger over time. Brett Favre is everyone's favorite gunslinger. In a way, a John Wayne type of player. Plays the game with so much love and emotion. Doesn't always make the right decisions, but when you need a big play in a big situation, Favre will be there. His style has made him the NFL career leader in touchdowns and also in interceptions, 2 areas that would suggest that the public shouldn't always know how to view a player. But with Brett, there is no question that he has a bust in Canton with his name on it ready to go. He is a man who has worn his heart on his sleeve every single play. He will jump with his teammates, he will smile, laugh, crack a joke, and America has joined him on every step, including the night on Monday Night Football. With his father passing away the day before, America collectively rooted for Favre as he threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Oakland Raiders in the Black Hole. He was so loved that fans in Oakland cheered for him as well. In the later years, he left the Packers in a nasty debate, had a cup of coffee with the Jets, and had a resurgence with the Minnesota Vikings until his record-starting streak of 297 games ended this past season against the Giants, a streak that started in 1992 when he came in for an injured Don Majkowski and led the team past the Steelers that day. From then on, the legend was born. Let's start this debate on championship success. While Favre has had a stellar career in the NFL, it's a bit of a surprise that he only has 1 Super Bowl ring and only 2 trips to the big game. Both instances were over 10 years ago. Yes, Favre is the leader in many statistical categories, as mentioned earlier, but in terms of overall winning, Favre has been a mediocre quarterback in terms of wins and losses. Many times during the end of his Green Bay career, he was only an 8 or 9 win quarterback. Now, to be fair, we won't count the Jets' time because the shoulder was just absolutely done. But this past season, Favre went back to his old ways and couldn't come through to bring the Vikings a championship. The very thing that propelled Jared Allen, Steve Hutchinson, and Ryan Longwell to go down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, to Favre's house and convince him to come back for another year. However, the season before this visit, though, Favre had his best statistical year with 33 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions. He threw the game-changing interception, however, at the Super Bowl at the Superdome versus New Orleans in the NFC Championship game. In his last season in Green Bay, his last pass of his career there was an interception against the Giants at home, also in the NFC Championship game. Tom Brady's success has been unparalleled in the league since his aforementioned playoff win versus Oakland in 2002. No matter who he has had around him, he has gained the ability to make his teammates better in any and all situations. He helped make a linebacker in Mike Vrabel a viable pass catcher in the red zone, especially in the playoffs. When there is a playoff game on the line at the end of the game, there is no quarterback in history that a coach would want than Brady. In the 3 Super Bowl wins, the Pats have won all of them by a field goal. To me, that's having championship pedigree and having the keen instinct that shows that when the pressure is the highest, Brady is unflappable and is not fazed by the moment being too large or too intense. This debate has to clearly go to Tom Brady. Favre may be an iconic figure in the NFL, but Brady has more hardware to back up the claim and will continue to accumulate hardware as his career goes on. Statistical achievements. Favre has set the standards for statistical excellence and statistical failure, two things that you attain through playing on good teams, not so good teams, and tenure in the league. Brett believes in the strength in his right arm as much as anyone in history, and it has helped to make for exciting moments for fans, some agonizing moments for fans, and sometimes broken fingers for wide receivers. Brett has been able to lead his teams to great victories, particularly in the regular season. But again, in the playoffs, Brett does have solid games, but the stats haven't led to many playoff successes as he only has one Super Bowl ring compared to Brady's 3. Now, Brady hasn't had the greatest statistical numbers over his career, but he has been consistent and makes plays in crucial moments and is a great leader. His biggest statistical season was in 2007 when he threw for a league record 50 touchdowns and only 8 interceptions, leading the Patriots to the first undefeated regular season since the '72 Dolphins went 14-0. For this particular argument, the edge has to go to old Wrangler Jeans Favre. Brett's start streak, TD passes, and amount of interceptions are all at numbers that will probably never be touched again because most players will suffer injuries, not be allowed to throw as many interceptions before being pulled or cut from a team, or may not have the talent around them over time that can help contribute to the touchdowns. Success in the big games. America, this is a slam dunk. Tom Brady is going to retire as quite possibly the most clutch quarterback in the history of the NFL. You don't debate 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, going to 5 total Super Bowls and an undefeated regular season. Oh, by the way, not to mention, anytime someone has tried to step on the Patriots' throne, Brady not only beats them, he crushes the competition. Favre has had his moments in the playoffs, going to the NFC title game in '94 before losing to Dallas, back-to-back Super Bowls in '96 and '97, winning one of those. But he has had his moments of inept and bonehead plays, such as his last pass in Green Bay in the NFC title game in '07 and the interception in the '09 title game as a member of the Vikings versus the Saints. If I have to bet the farm, Tom Brady is going to be the guy I want to go into a big game with any day, anytime. And think about this. He's probably able to be so relaxed in big moments because he knows that he's going home to Gisele Bündchen at the end of the day. If I were his situation, I'd be cool and calm too with 300-pound lineman running at me, knowing she's going to rub and kiss my wounds for me later. Overall, let's face facts. Both of these guys have busts already reserved in Canton for the Hall of Fame. But for this debate, it's clear that Tom Brady is clearly far better and superior in terms of overall QB play than Favre. People may not like the image that Brady conveys at times, but the guy is almost money to come up clutch in the big moment, while Favre's INTs will leave you with a bit of doubt and possibly pulling your hair out or having an ulcer by the end of a game or a season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week as I break down the ultimate sports debate. Be good, y'all.